Welcome back to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. This is the Week 14 recap, and it is the home stretch. We're going to go over some playoff pictures, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That was a wild day of games. It's the end of fantasy football season, all that kind of stuff. Lots going on this weekend, and we're going to give it all to you right here. Go over our best bets, and we're going to have some fun. Ryan, how are we doing today?
Well, I forgot to start a quarterback in my fantasy league, so oops on that
Who was
one.
that? Who was
That
that?
was I had Lamar, and I was supposed to pick up a quarterback. Yeah, I goofed. It's okay though. Well, I think I was gonna get
Hey,
crushed anyways, so it doesn't matter.
you know why you did that? It's because you're putting in so much work on this podcast that we're dedicated to the
Yeah.
people,
Yep.
to the Just a Bet Outside community. So that's all right. That's all right. Your team's doing fine. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, before we dive in, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone. We're growing, and it's a lot of fun. And we had another good weekend. Yeah, we did. It's a winning weekend again, and that's all we ask for every week. We went 7-4, and we're up 2.35 units. And year to date, we're now 71 and 64, but we are up 14.93, I believe. No, I could be wrong. We're gonna check that best bets recap page. I might be wrong on that. Maybe 13 because Eckler just screwed me on Sunday Night Football. But we'll talk about that. But anyways, let's get started. This is gonna be a fun episode. So here we go. Let's bring up that best bets recap page. Look at all that. Whoo, baby. That's a lot of green, especially under some guy's name right there. All right, here we go. Jets plus 10. Bet of the week for Ryan. Nailed it. Over 44 Panthers and the crappy Seahawks. Another winner. And here's the one loser, the under 44 in the Chiefs Broncos. The Chiefs did not know how to play defense against the worst offense in the league, and that wasn't even close. At least you didn't have to sweat it out, Ryan. That helps. And then we go to me. Lions team total over 26 and a half. Pretty easy winner on that one against that terrible Vikings defense. 49ers minus 3.5. Probably the easiest win of the weekend. I said they'd win by about 100, and I was a little bit off, but they crushed them. And then the under 43 Jets Bills, same game. Bet of the week for me. We hit both bets of the week. That was freaking awesome. So 5-1 on the podcast bets, and then we go to the social media player prop bets. It was a little hit and miss. That Eckler one was, we had a green check mark next to that until like the very last play on offense for the Chargers. But yeah, we lost that Thursday night and then went hit that Miles Sanders easily. DeAndre Swift, he just did not. He dropped a pass. We'll talk about that. Anyway, Deontay Foreman got over that at the end. So some lucky, some unlucky. That's betting. There's our record at 7-4, and we are up 14.93 units on the year. Whoo, doggy. That's right. It's a good year. Now let's talk about some of these games real quick and what we saw before we dive into the playoff picture and scenarios and all that kind of stuff. So let's go Jets and Bills because we had our bet of the week, both of us on that in two different ways. And Ryan squeaked it out. What do you think about this game, Ryan? A little field goal at the end to cover, huh? Gotta love that.
Yep, that was good. That was good. I texted you earlier. You were telling me all this snow, and I was gonna wake up and see snow on the field, and the grass was green. I was like, uh-oh, not liking this so much. The Bills could get
Light
some points.
snow.
No, you convinced me that there was going to be some white snow on the ground, and that sucker was green. But as the game went on, you can tell that the weather was affecting them. The quarterback passes were off, and it just turned into a running, just kind of manage the field, manage the game. Don't be the team that makes the big mistakes. Um, and somehow, then the Bills kind of took the lead and definitely scared. Jets came back, kicked that field goal, like you're saying. That fourth down play, 4th and 1, where, what was it? CJ Mosley just dives over the thing and tackles Knox, who was under center. And then they scored on
Yeah,
that drive. Like, if he doesn't do that, we're
I
sitting a
know.
lot prettier, but man. And then White.
Hey,
White was getting crushed, getting hit nonstop, went out 2 different times. I was like, I don't got a chance with Flacco. Like, they're gonna get down 14 or whatever, and it's over. But squeaked it by. I like it.
I knew it happened. I just felt it. I knew it. The Bills were playing a little safer on defense. Yeah, Mike White took some hits. If you look at a slow mo of one of the hits he took, like to the abdomen or ribs,
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was like folded in half as he threw it. I mean, he was a trooper though, man. He was a warrior. He came back and kept making some throws. It was one of those games you could see it was freezing. I know it wasn't as much snow as I wanted for my under, but I still felt good about it. It was cold. Josh Allen was just off again a little bit. He's missing something. He's just kind of okay right now. In my opinion, he's not in the MVP picture at all. He's down there a ways. That's probably a Jalen Hurts and Mahomes, and that's about it in that picture. Burrow is distant, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, what do you think about this Jets? Because in my opinion, they have the defense for the Super Bowl. Their defense is ready for the Super Bowl right now. I mean, it is becoming super elite, and they're playing like this with their offense struggling. So they're on the field a lot. But unfortunately, their offense is going to hold them back this year. But yeah, what do you think about this team?
Yeah, it's the offense. I mean, they got to get some better play, consistent play out of the quarterback, and maybe a big wide receiver, not necessarily big body, but a big playmaking wide receiver. Um, and they got to get the healthy running back, Priest Hall. Is that his name? No, yeah,
No, Brees Hall. Brees
Brees
Hall.
Hall. Yeah, he's got to come back healthy next season because he was dominating, so that would help a lot. So just not sure which quarterback direction to go, but healthy running back and maybe a star wide receiver somewhere on the outside. And this team is dangerous. I'm telling you what, watch out in the next two years, next year potentially, depending on draft picks and how things work out.
Yeah, I agree. If they can get some sort of stable quarterback play, it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be top five, but if they can just get top 10, top 15 type quarterback play and get Brees Hall back and keep building those young guys, I mean, that defense is young. They're only getting better. This team is a bright, bright future. Whether they make the playoffs this year or not, we're going to discuss that a little bit later. But another they went 1-1 against the Bills, so that was a fun one. Let's move on to the next one. That was a big 2-0 game for us. The Panthers and our Seattle Seahawks. We suck. We lost to the Panthers. I mean, that's almost as low as it gets right there, losing the Panthers. No, but in all honesty, the Panthers are playing hard. They're playing well for Sam Darnold. We are just really bad. I mean, when you ask, I try to keep saying this to my head, like, how did we get so bad? We had like a month stretch where we were in one of the best defenses in the league, and now anybody and their mother can run on us. Like, it's not even a contest. And I think it's just because we can't get off a block anymore. Like, our
Nope.
guys are just getting dominated. One on one, man to man, we are getting absolutely dominated at the line of scrimmage. Any thoughts on us? What's going on?
Yeah, I feel like we have no rotation for our defensive linemen. I feel like they're
Yeah.
in like the whole game. So first quarter,
Mhm.
second quarter, like we were doing okay at stopping the run. Like it was like, okay, we know they're gonna run the ball. We're doing decent. Not great, but not terrible. And then the late third, beginning of the fourth happens, and it's like we're gassed. It's just gash after gash after gash. And I just feel like every time I look down, it's the same four defensive linemen or maybe one extra guy rushing on the edge or something. It's just like we need some different bodies, big bodies, something, because it's too easy. I don't know what that
Yeah.
was in the middle of the season for those 3 games, 4 games, or whatnot. It was definitely a fluke because it's
Yeah,
super easy right
it
now.
was.
And guess what? Next week, doesn't matter who's going to play us. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to turn around and
Yeah.
hand the ball off because why wouldn't you? Like it's a no brainer.
No, it really doesn't matter who's playing it. Like any team in the NFL can run all over us. We've been just pushed around the last 4 games. You saw Tampa Bay do it. They haven't pushed anybody around in the line of scrimmage.
Right?
Anybody,
Yeah.
and they did against us. It's just been really bad lately. Against the Panthers, 223 rushing yards to 46. Not only can we not stop the run, we also cannot run the ball. And it's not just a Kenneth Walker missing kind of thing. Like I don't know what happened. All of our linemen started failing. I just don't get it. I
I
don't
think it
understand.
was
But
I think it was the walkers more so than the linemen. Like you got to have a rotation, and when your rotation goes from a star running back to a backup running back and an even worse backup running back, that makes a big difference. Because like I was kind of saying about the Panthers running on us late, that's when Walker kind of got going was late in games too. So
yeah,
I think that has a combination. I think the Panthers ran like 41 times against us today. It was
yeah,
just nuts.
they had the ball forever. I'm gonna just say right now, we're gonna get into the playoff picture, but the Hawks are toast. It sucks. It hurts me deep down. They are absolutely toast. They're 7-6. We'll talk about the remaining games later, just like some other teams. But bad loss, good win by the Panthers. Unless you're trying to get a good draft pick, not a good win by the Panthers. Um, let's go next game. Anyways, that bet was over 44, 30-24. Pretty easy win on that one. Kind of had to wait that
I
a
was
little
sweating there
bit,
for a
but
second. If they don't kick
yeah,
the field goal, the Panthers at the end, and they just pick up another first down, which I thought they were going to do easily, we lose
yeah.
that one, and I was scared. And then it goes over by
I
a
think
lot.
it
So I
was
was
a
like,
push at that point, right? I
yeah,
think it was a
actually it
push
was.
at that
Yep,
point. Yeah, yeah,
yep. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
a 1-1 and
So
one for me almost.
yeah, rough day as a Seahawks fan. Next game, Chiefs Broncos. Listen, this under was over early. You could see it. The Chiefs kept scoring, and I still thought, you know what, the Chiefs will slow down, and the Broncos can't score. We'll be fine. And then the Broncos started scoring out of nowhere. Russell Wilson had 3 touchdowns. 3! I think he is even now with his bathroom count in his house. Is that right? Or is he
I,
one short still?
I think he's even. I'm
Even.
pretty sure.
Okay. So Russ is even. He now is a touchdown football for every bathroom. I don't know if he puts it on the counter in the bathroom for every touchdown he's ever thrown this year. But he tried to run the ball. I mean, they looked competent. But here's the bigger story for me. Are we worried about the Chiefs? Because their defense is not good at all. It's just not.
I'm worried about their defense. You can't sit here and say that you're not, but they do have Patrick Mahomes, and he is something special. Once again, he makes a crazy play, gets a
Yeah,
touchdown or not. I don't know if it was a touchdown, but it was a long play. It looked like he was running out of bounds and just flicks it, and it goes for 30. It's like, what happened? But I think he threw something like 3 interceptions. Like,
he did, which is the
ugh.
first time he's done that in a long time. Yeah.
That's trying to make maybe too many plays because he knows his defense is struggling, and that can get dicey.
Yeah. So I'm worried about it. But remember how we used to, back in the day, it used to be like, you got to have a defense to win a title, right? The
Oh yeah.
Chiefs are like a bottom 5 defense right now, maybe bottom 10, bottom 5. But we don't really care because it's a different type of football. Are you
hmm
saying, like, with this defense, let's say they don't improve, they stay at this level. Do you think that Mahomes and that offense can be enough to win a Super Bowl with that defense that they have?
Yes, defenses just make it, I believe, easier because then if you do have like a turnover late or something like that, your defense can stop a team or get you back on the field. Where if you have a terrible
Yes.
defense, that team can run the clock out and then you might not get to be back on offense and have your superstar on the field again. Yeah, you're a
Yeah, that
turnover
makes
away.
sense. It's stressful for sure. Like they're not going to run away from teams because teams can score on them, especially the good
hmm
teams. So, remember when we talked about the AFC West before the season started? How good is the AFC West going to be? Well, here we are after Week 14, and I believe the
Nope,
Chargers just won,
just
so
one.
they are
Yep.
now right. Yep. So the Chargers and the Chiefs are the only teams over 500, and the Chargers just barely crept over at 7-6. The Raiders suck. The Broncos have sucked all year. The Chiefs are the only great team. The Chargers are so-so. They're good. I mean, this division's not much to talk about, to be honest. And we all thought it was like the greatest division
hmm
in the last decade, and that's
hmm
not the case at all. So,
No, not even
anyways,
close.
Chiefs Broncos, good. It's still a win. It's still a road win, division win for the Chiefs, but defense just didn't look good. So, next game, Vikings and I'm gonna call them mine now. My Detroit Lions. I freaking love this team. I have been wanting to root for the Lions for a while, and I think it's just because they suck. I think that's really the only reason.
Makes
But
sense.
everyone said, "Why are the Lions favored over the Vikings? Why is this 5-win team?" Do you remember us talking about it
Oh yeah,
and me
I do.
saying this is the kind of game that makes the odds makers, Vegas, all the sports book. This is how they make a lot of money right here because
hmm
they probably took a buttload of tickets on the Vikings plus 2.5 or the Vikings money line at plus whatever it was, and they lose because they know more than we do. Remember that. Okay, not more than me. You know that. I mean, obviously, but they know more than other people. The Lions just put a beat down. I'm gonna be honest. They looked like the better team the entire game. Justin Jefferson went off for like 800 receiving yards, but you
Oh
know what? They
man,
let him get those, and that was what it is. And let me just tell you about the Lions. First of all, the bet I won on this game was team total over 26.5. That was easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. I mean, there is nothing hard about that bet. They've been dominating on offense forever. Don't look at the name Detroit Lions, guys. This is a top 3 offense right now. I mean, this is not to the Chiefs level, maybe quite yet, but they are not far behind. That's how well they have been doing. They're averaging 32.2 points a game in the last 5 games. Think about that. Averaging over 30
that's
in
a
the last
lot.
5 games. This team is a team nobody wants to see in the playoffs. I have this team listed as one of my most dangerous teams in the playoffs. You don't want to mess with them. Their defense went from horrendous to just not so good, right? I mean,
Right, and that's all
let's
they had to do.
let's be honest.
That's really all they
Yeah,
had to do.
yeah. I mean, and they held the Vikings to 23, which I don't think is that bad indoor. And this offense that the Vikings have. So they're 6-7. They got some. Yeah, we'll talk about the games they have left, but we'll see what their chances are for the playoffs. Jamison Williams from Alabama, the rookie, came back, caught a 41-yard touchdown pass. I think that's the only pass he ever caught all game, but I don't think he played that much. So what Here's the last two things I gotta say. I got a lot to talk about the Lions. Sorry,
You're
I got a lot
liking
to
those
go.
Lions, aren't you?
I just am so impressed by a team that was so terrible at the beginning, and they don't throw the red flag. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just like, I don't care. We're not giving up. The head coach does not give up. This team didn't give up, and the fact that we're talking about them maybe making the playoffs is mind-boggling because we were talking about them getting a number one pick at some point. So this O line is sneaky good. I mean, this is the reason they are good. They are a top five offensive line, and that's why Jared Goff is probably having the best season of his career right now. Nobody's talking about Jared Goff, and nobody's talking about this offensive line. I just want to point that out. These are two things that have gone really well. And I've been a Jared Goff hater his whole career,
Hmm.
but when you have a good O line and all the weapons that he has, he's played well. What do you think? Are you
Uh,
a believer, or is it just me?
well, at the beginning, it's not just you. I think some people are catching on here as well, media and whatnot. Um,
Hmm.
as far as Jared Goff, I don't think he does great in like wet outside games. So I'm
No,
curious to
not at all.
see. Okay, yeah, I thought I heard something about that. You confirmed that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
So
no.
typically in the playoffs, that's where you're going, and yeah, but even at the beginning of the season, they were losing, but we both kind of talked about it. Like, man, they were playing well. Just a bad bounce here, bad bounce there. They're in games, but yeah, then their losing streak kind of continued, and you're like, when are they going to throw in the red flag? Like, there has to be a time that you go, we've had enough. We've had enough. They had
Yeah,
injuries and all that, and they stuck with it, and now look where they're at. It's just impressive work by the coach and the team. It's really cool to watch.
agree. I agree. They can run, they can throw, and they kind of play defense sometimes. Yeah, right. Just like
Yeah.
every team almost. But yeah, watch out for those Lions. Big win over the Vikings. The Minnesota fraudulent Vikings. If you're a Vikings fan, I'm sorry, but there's a reason you guys were underdogs to the Lions. You're fraudulent. You've been very, very, very lucky. All right, that's all I got. Bucs 49ers. Holy crap. No way would I bet Brock Purdy over Tom Brady. No way.
Yeah.
Come on. That was an easy win. His first start of his career and he beats Tom Brady. How long is he going to tell that story to his grandkids? Yeah, my first start was against Tom Brady, and I kicked his arse. Like it wasn't even close. Um, he just looked really purty. You know what I'm saying? He just looked really purty. I mean, that's he's the real deal.
I don't
He
know if
is
that
the
one
next
landed so
coming of
well.
Tom. He's the next coming of Tom Brady. No, I'm
Oh,
just
is he?
joking. No, listen. I am very impressed with a rookie that comes in on a team like this in a huge franchise like the Niners. Everyone expects them to win, win, win. And he comes in with this swag, confidence, makes big throws, and he's the last pick of the NFL draft. You can't not be impressed. And I don't know if he's going to keep this up. I've said it last week, but I'm saying it again because that Bucs defense is not terrible. And he freaking picked them apart. So Debo Samuel, big loss today,
Yep.
hurt his ankle, not his knee. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but hopefully, for them, he can come back at least end of the regular season or something. So, Ryan, I got to ask you a question.
Mhm.
We don't need to talk about the game in too much detail, but the quarterback controversy in San Francisco right now. Trey Lance, their first round pick that they sold the farm to or
Mhm.
for. Jimmy G, we all know the Jimmy G history.
Yep.
And now Brock Purdy. Do we have a controversy? What's going on here?
I I have no idea. I have no idea how you solve it. Like, y- is it just Shanahan? Is it just him and the weapons that they have around everybody? And you can plug in any quarterback type of player into the
I don't know
system?
about any.
Yeah, I don't know about any, but you know what I mean? Like, let's just get somebody that can kind of get this done or is good with this system, and they're
Mhm.
gonna excel. So, like, y- d- I don't know. Even if say Trey Lance is the real deal, are they gonna want to pay him money that limits what they spend
Whoa,
money
whoa,
on
whoa, whoa, whoa!
everywhere
No,
else?
Trey Lance is not getting paid for a few years still, so don't worry. He's on his rookie contract.
Yeah, I get that. So they got him for what, 3 more years
Yeah,
because of the fifth-year rookie deal or rookie
yeah,
contract. So I
yeah.
get
So that's
that,
not
but
a big
like,
deal.
say they keep with them because they've sold the farm
Mhm.
for him, right? So just mapping it out that way, because Jimmy G, he had a 1 year deal and weird incentives and things like that. So he's probably gone if Purdy's playing like this. So really, it's Purdy and Trey Lance. Um,
Yep.
that's where I'm thinking it goes. And I think they give Trey Lance the shot, the best chance next season to take the starting position. But Purdy looks way better than Trey Lance. That's for sure. So,
Yeah,
but I don't know. When you
I
sell the
know.
farm as an office or as a franchise,
Yeah,
you kind of got to stick with it. I don't know.
you got to at least try it. Yeah, no, I understand. I get it. But let's just say Purdy plays this well the rest of the season, right? Or close to this level for the rest of the season. You go into next season. I mean, if I'm a coach, you still got to have an open competition
I would
because I
think
know
so.
Trey Lance. How many games did Trey Lance play? Was it like 2 before he got hurt, or
He got hurt the
3 or
second
1?
week of the season against
Was it
us.
the second week? Okay.
Yeah,
Week 1 he sucked, and unfortunately for him, he needed to show he was okay. It's only 1 game, but let's guess what? Brock Purdy's only played 2 as a rookie, and he had no problems either. So, I don't know. I think it's still going to be Trey Lance's team. I think Trey Lance sucks. But I know I get that you have to give him a try. But good for Purdy. Good for freaking Purdy. That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I
So
was impressed for
49ers.
this week's game because last week you kind of just get thrusted in there and you just go out and play.
Mhm.
Teams see
Yep.
that and they got a little bit of scout tape. So this next, against the Bucs, they're like, okay, we know what he can
Mhm.
do, what he's capable of, his arm talent, and he still went out there and slung it around and did what he needed to do. So he didn't back down.
Yep. And
Impressive.
I will always, me, myself, and I will always be known as the guy who bet Brock Purdy over Tom Brady and won easily. Can we just put that like as a little quote for me? That's me. I'm that guy. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. But just saying, Tom Brady and that offense and that team, they're done. Can we say they're done?
Well, they're still first in their division, so I mean,
Okay, whatever. They're done. Anyways, those are some of the big games in our bets. Player props. Miles Sanders over 65.5 rushing yards. That was an easy win. At the beginning in the first quarter, they barely ran the ball. It was like pass, 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 and I thought we were in trouble. I had people on social media that were already hating on me for the bet, but you know what? It came through easily. He had 144 rushing yards, I believe. They just gashed him. I knew they'd eventually run the ball because they'd take a big lead like they did. The Eagles put a pounding on the Giants this weekend. DeAndre Swift over 25 and a half receiving yards. I think he had 18. We freaking lost it, and he dropped a pass that would have been an easy like 8 to 10 yards in the first half, and I knew in my head that was going to come back to haunt us, and it did because he was short. So Foreman over 63 and a half rushing yards. I got that at the end, so I'll
yep.
take that. So we'll take one bad luck, one good luck. It wasn't because he couldn't run the ball in the Seahawks. It's because the Panthers ran 3 different running backs on us. And luckily, Foreman, even with the timeshare of 2 other running backs, he still got over this total. So thank you.
Yep.
But if it was just him, let's just be clear, he would have had over 100. Easy.
Easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Austin Eckler. I don't. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm pissed off about this bet. It was 46 and a half, 45 and a half. By the time I was giving the bet out to you guys, it was 44 and a half, and I still took it because I felt good about it. He had under 20 yards in the fourth quarter. He was averaging like 1 to 2 yards a carry, doing nothing. And then on the Chargers' like last offensive drive in the fourth quarter, he takes one directly from the center, gets 10 yards. He falls forward for a yard and ends with 45. And I had under 44 and a half. That hurt me. I'm still hurt. I'm not going to get over it. Even with that, we had a winning weekend. I'm going to try to look positively. I may not sleep tonight, but I will be better tomorrow. Thanks a lot. You know what, by the way? This isn't the first time Eckler's effed me. Okay? He has
I just
screwed me
remembered that.
over
Yep.
all year. We started with the anytime touchdowns at the beginning of the year. He's becoming my least favorite player in the NFL. And if you want to bet on him, do it. I'm now done. I'm done.
You said that already. Are you gonna go
No, but
back
I
to him?
gave it 2 months off. If
Right.
I take 2 months off now, he won't be playing anymore.
That's
So we're
true.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Eckler, gone. Ravens, gone. No more bets. Whew. All right. Those are all our bets. That's the week 14 recap. There are some other games like Ravens, Steelers. Nobody wants to talk about that. Jaguars
What?
put a beat down on the Titans. I
Backup
mean, that
quarterbacks on the
was,
Ravens and Steelers? You don't talk about backup quarterbacks, Ravens, Steelers? Come on.
yeah, I
Trubisky
know.
and the third
What
stringer?
was Kenny Pickett serious injury,
I
or that
think
was
it was
just
concussion
concussion, right?
protocol. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't good for the Steelers, but big win by the Ravens. Somehow they're still leading the division. I just don't know how with smoke and mirrors. Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyways, anything else? Any other games I missed that are really important? That Dolphins Chargers game Sunday Night Football,
Yeah.
huge win by the Chargers. I mean, nobody gave them any chance.
Mm-mm.
The Dolphins, I think Tua started like 3 of 14 or 3 of 15 tonight. Tua and that offense better not be going through a lull at the end of the season because they are 8-5, and if they can't pick it up a little bit, there's teams on their tail right now, and they have now lost to 2 pretty good teams in a row pretty badly, and so they better pick it up. Right now, they're not showing anything. So, all right, whew, deep breath. Here we go. Who is ready to look at some playoff picture, and let's see who's going to make these playoffs. Let's start out with the AFC Playoff Picture. There it is. Look at that. The Bills with the 1 seed due to the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. And the 1 seed is the team that gets the bye, in case you did not know. So that is a huge thing to have. Bills control their own destiny. Chiefs at number 2, just waiting for one slip up. The Ravens, I don't know how they're the 3 seed, but they are. They hold the tiebreaker right now over the Bengals. And that is because they beat them head to head, but they play one more game later. And I don't know off the top of my head at the moment if it's a split tiebreaker, what the next tiebreaker is.
I think it's
I want to
division
say
record.
division record. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Division record, then maybe conference record, I think.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, so I didn't look the division record up yet for those two. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. But Ravens 3 seed, Titans 4 seed. Yeah, they're good. Titans are a real good football team.
They're struggling.
Then we go Bengals in the wild card, but I think they will end up in that 3 slot over there. Maybe possibly in the 1 or 2. They do hold the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. And then Dolphins 8-5 now after that loss, and the Chargers with that Sunday Night Football win have slid into that 7 seed. They hold the tiebreaker over the Jets, and those are the teams in the hunt with those Jets, Patriots. And that's about it. The rest of the teams are in the hunt, but they're not really. That's where the AFC sits. The Patriots play on Monday Night Football. If they win, stay with me, people. Stay with me. If they win, they slide into the 7th spot, and the Chargers slide back out. Temporarily, obviously. But that's kind of where we're at. So really, if you look at it, you got Dolphins, Chargers, Jets, and Patriots. 4 teams fighting for 2 spots, right? That's like the main playoff picture. And then you have the Ravens and Bengals battling it out who's going to be a division winner or the wild card. That's kind of all it is. And then you have that battle for the top seed. Now let's talk about these teams. Dolphins, Chargers, Jets, and Patriots. Just without knowing the schedule, Ryan, I mean, who are you leaning to based on how teams are playing or anything, with these 4 teams?
I would definitely lean Dolphins. I don't know. Depends on Tyreek Hill's injury. He got hurt a little bit at the end. He was like massaging his leg and those things like that. So I think Tyreek Hill would be a big loss. If Tyreek Hill's out, I would go Jets and I would go the Chargers. The Chargers somehow have just kind of stuck around through injuries and Williams out and Keenan Allen out and Herbert hurt and just a bunch of injuries and poor coaching. And somehow they're right there in the hunt. Like they got a chance.
Well, I mean, they should with that talent. They should be at least in the hunt.
You're right, but when they're hurt, when the talent's hurt.
Yeah, you don't even think the Dolphins will make the playoffs if Tyreek Hill's hurt?
If Tyreek Hill's hurt, no, they don't make the playoffs.
Wow, and that's with them having a lead right now for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Now let's talk record, or let's talk remaining schedule for these teams.
Okay.
And then you can have a better, because this is really what it's about.
You're right.
Dolphins, you ready for the last 4?
Mm-hmm.
Bills, Packers,
okay,
Patriots, and Jets. That could be a big one at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two tough games and 2 probably winnable games, right? I mean, the Patriots they're not that good. They should take care of business. Here's the Chargers' remaining schedule: Titans, Colts, Rams, and the Broncos.
They could win all 4.
I mean, listen to me. If you're the owner of the freaking Chargers right now and you do not make the playoffs, everybody's fired. Everybody is freaking fired because you have 4 cupcakes. When the Titans are your hardest team that you play for the rest of the year, the same team that just got blown out at home by the Jaguars today. I mean, this is as easy as it gets. If you name 4 of the worst teams, I guarantee the Rams and Broncos are in that stat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Colts, maybe? That's 3 of the 4 right there.
Yeah.
Chargers are making them playoffs. If they don't, Staley's gone. That would be ridiculous.
Have to be with the remaining schedule like that. Like, have to be toast.
Yeah. So to me, they're in. Here's the Jets' remaining schedule: Lions, not easy; Jags, somewhat easy; Hawks, getting easier; and Dolphins. So they got Lions and Dolphins, and then throw in the Jags and the Hawks. I mean, that's that Jets Dolphins game in Week 18 is going to be huge. I don't think the Jets can beat the Lions. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't think they can.
No, probably not.
I'm really interested in that game next weekend. It's one of my favorite games to see because that's like strength on strength right there. That's Jets defense, Lions offense, and I want to see how good this Lions team really is on offense because that's a form. So that's their schedule. Patriots schedule, if we still think they have a chance, because like I said, they are the 7th seed if they win tomorrow in Arizona. Patriots, Cardinals, obviously tomorrow.
Yep.
Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills.
I think
Patriots
they have
toast, guys.
Yeah, they have a tough schedule and they're inconsistent, or they're consistently inconsistent. So, yeah.
Correct. Yep. Gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Jets Dolphins game 1. Who won that first game?
Jets Dolphins game 1.
Yeah, when they played earlier this year.
Man, I don't
Ryan,
know.
come on, you got to know
told me
that.
to have my phone ready, and it's not.
No. It's the I think the Dolphins won. You know
Trying
that.
to remember back.
Stay with me, people. I got it right here. Don't
I feel
you
like
worry.
I bet that game actually, for some reason.
You probably did. Yeah, the Jets won 40-17. Holy smokes!
That was one of the games Tua was hurt.
Yeah, I think it was. Yep, it was.
Yep.
It was Skylar Thompson was the quarterback. Yeah, so that didn't really count. But it does count on the record. And if the Jets beat the Patriots, or the Jets beat the Dolphins in Week 18 and they're only a game behind, they will overtake the Dolphins because they will have the tiebreaker. So do not count the Jets out. The Chargers better be in, and I think the Dolphins hold on. That's kind of where I'm at in the AFC. I'm very confident the Bengals are going to be that 3 seed, and the Ravens will drop. I don't think the Ravens are any good at all with Lamar.
Do you think they drop completely out, like all the way out?
No, they have too big of a lead. No, I think they get the wild card. Yeah, but I just don't see it. Am I wrong?
Wild card teams. The 3 wild card teams for you are then the Ravens, Chargers, and who? The Dolphins or Jets?
Probably the Dolphins. They
So the
probably
Jets
just have more. Yep. The
Jets
are probably the first team out. Yep. Which is
gotcha.
With that defense, it's sad to say, to be honest. But the Ravens' remaining schedule, by the way, if you're trying to see who's going to win that division, they play Browns, Falcons, Steelers, and then they end with the Bengals. 3 pretty freaking easy games. But I don't think anything is easy for the Ravens.
No,
right now.
and
I mean,
their quarterback.
barely.
Yeah, I don't know what his injury was. I can't remember the backup quarterback's
I forgot
injury.
what it was.
So,
but yeah,
that could be interesting.
Third string quarterback. I think every game's gonna be tough. Here's the Bengals 4 games: Buccaneers, Patriots, Bills, and Ravens. Yeah. I mean, the Bengals are good right now. It's not even a contest who's better right now. So, all right, that's the AFC. That's our predictions. That's what's going on. Let's take one last look at that AFC playoff picture. There it is, the beautiful AFC. We are rounding into form. We're looking at matchups right now of the Chiefs and Chargers, Ravens and Dolphins, and the Titans and Bengals. Titans and Bengals? Bengals minus 10 already in Tennessee, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and Chiefs Chargers. If that's ever a first round matchup, watch out, Chiefs, because that's not a team you want to see. A divisional game that plays you close every single time.
Yeah, you're right.
So we got to get that 1 seed. All right, that's where we're at. Deep breath, and let's get into some NFC action. Here is the NFC Playoff Picture. Ooh, look at that. We got the Eagles right now running away with this conference as the number 1 seed, going for that bye. I'm gonna be interested to see if they rest starters or not in that final week or not. So we'll see. Vikings, the fraudulent Vikings at 10-3, super fraudulent. And the 49ers, 9-4, seem to have one big injury a week right now. They lost Elijah Mitchell for the year last week, and now Debo got carted off. So Jimmy G got hurt. I mean, they're just falling apart. And yet, guess what? They still have weapons. They still got weapons left. They still got McCaffrey. Ayuk is playing out of his mind. I mean, he's a good receiver this year. So 49ers are a 3 seed. Buccaneers at 4, absolutely horrendous. Whoever's in that 4 seed, I mean, if you're going to be a wild card team, be the 5 seed because that's going to be a great first round matchup for you. And I don't care if it's Tom Brady. Don't tell me it's Tom Brady. I don't care. Okay. 5 seed right now, the Cowboys, 10-3, good wild card team. Then we got 2 teams with the same record, including a tie, to each other. Commanders, Giants, 7-5-1, and they play each other on Sunday Night Football next weekend. So that game will tell a lot. The Giants need that one. We'll talk about why. And then there's the teams in the hunt. The absolutely lethal and dangerous, nope, Lions. That's right, not the Seahawks, the Lions. Seahawks are fading fast, and we're now out of the playoff picture. But if you're a Seahawk fan, don't worry. We still have the Broncos pick. We still have it. And they haven't won since like 1918. It's been a while. It has been a while. So I'll kick it to you first. What do we think about this Commanders, Giants, Seahawk, Lion type of thing going on right now? Who's going
Yeah,
to make it?
I think it's going to be the Cowboys, Commanders, and the Lions. The Giants, just injuries, Barkley, everything. Daniel Jones, not feeling it. As the Commanders, they find ways to win. They play good defense still. I mean, obviously injuries can change everything. And Taylor Heineke, just out there with a passion. Team fully supports him. I wish I could say the Seahawks. I thought that was going to be the team, but then they lost to the Raiders, and then they lost to the Panthers. 2 wins that I thought we can get, and we didn't. Like those were 2 big wins that were like must wins with the schedule coming up. So we're out. No hope. I mean, it's easy to run against us. We lost 2 what we needed to do, so we're out. The Lions,
Yep.
you're right. They are playing great football, just incredible. They're just on a roll, and I think it continues. You get hot at the right time, and sometimes that makes the biggest difference. And the Lions are getting hot.
That's all you need. And the Bengals got hot at the end of last year and made it all the way to the Super Bowl and almost won it. So I agree with you completely. It's to me, it's going to be the Commanders and the Lions in the last 2 spots. That's just what I think it is. You know, the Giants have a chance. They play them on Sunday Night Football, but let's just talk to you about like playing well at the end of the season. This is unbelievable. There's 4 teams battling for these 2 spots. 2 of these 4 are playing horrendously right now, and 2 of them are absolutely scorching hot.
Yeah,
You like those adjectives? Scorching
I
hot.
do. I
Hot.
do.
Here we go. Commanders 6-1-1 in the last 8. That is elite football. If you just look at the record, 6-1-1. They are never going to beat teams by like 20, but they are 6-1-1 in the last 8. The Lions 5-1 in the last 6. Mind-boggling to me. Those 2 teams together are just like there's been 2 losses between that. It's just insane to me. Here's the next 2 teams that are I don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna be honest. They're just bad. The Seahawks, 1-3 in the last 4 games. And it's not because they had a hard schedule. Ryan just said it. We lost to the Raiders. We lost to the Panthers. And the one win was against the Rams. And they're the worst team in the league other than the Texans. And that was barely. We needed a comeback and we needed a miracle. And we got
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
So the Seahawks are absolutely toast. And if we did sneak in somehow, we would get annihilated by somebody. Just annihilated. I'm sorry, Seahawk fans. I don't want to say it, but that's the case. And then the Giants, 0-3-1 in their last 4. They haven't won in the last 4 weeks at all. They're just not playing well. Their luck is starting to come back to them. So with that, if you just go on who's hot, the Commanders and Lions are going to make it. Now, let's talk about their schedule real quick. The Commanders' last 4 games. The Giants coming up on Sunday Night Football. And then the 49ers. That hurts. Then the Browns. And then the Cowboys. So now when you start looking at the schedule, you start saying, uh-oh, maybe not the Commanders. The Giants is going to be just humongous. If they win that, they have a 1-game lead on the Giants and the tiebreaker, right? Because the first game
Yeah.
was a tie, so it's pretty much thrown out. So that's practically a 2-game lead, so that's huge. The Commanders have got to win next week because when you have to play the 49ers and the Cowboys, now that Cowboy game at the end of the year could be resting starters.
It could be.
We don't know, but tough schedule. Lions, they have to play the Jets. It's going to be a big game this weekend. Panthers, Bears, and Packers. That's a good schedule. I mean, the Jets is not going to be easy. Panthers is they're not
No,
pushover, but I
nope,
just
they're
don't
not.
I just don't think the Panthers have any chance against this Lions team though. I'm gonna be honest. They're playing so well.
They won't be able to score
Um,
with them. Panthers play good defense, but I don't think they can keep up with the Lions offensively.
correct. If it's in Detroit, especially, that's gonna suck. Bears and Packers. I mean, those should be 2 wins right there. I doubt Aaron Rodgers even plays that last week. They're well out. So good schedule for the Lions. Hawks. Okay, plug your ears, Seahawk fans. Next week, the 49ers, and that's on Thursday Night Football for the whole nation to watch. That should be fun.
You never know on Thursday
Chiefs.
nights, though. Maybe we get lucky
You never
because it's a
know.
Thursday night game against the Niners. Like if we got them on Sunday, easily over. But weird things happen Thursday night, so maybe I'm
You're
cheering for
right.
it this time.
You are correct. Yeah, this is the one time.
Yep.
Thursday night game. You never know against the 49ers. Game, but so let's just say we sneak away with a win, miracle. Then we play the Chiefs. I got nothing for you. We're done. Like
The Chiefs don't really run the ball, so maybe because they
it
pass
doesn't
so
matter.
much.
Teams pass 2. The over under on Mahomes passing touchdowns that game will be 4.5, and I'd take over. And then we go play the Jets. Congratulations, that should be fun. You know what I mean? And then we finish with the Rams, which you think would be easy, but it's just not for us. It's the Rams; they're not easy. So I mean, that's a. I'm not gonna say guarantee. The 49ers on Thursday night at home. You never know. We have a slight chance, but they're gonna push us around, and at best we're getting 2 wins out of this 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at best. So let's go Giants. They got the Commanders, and then they go Vikings, Colts, Eagles. The only hope that they have is the Eagles are the 1 seed in the week 18, rest their starters, and they get a win. If they beat the Commanders this weekend, and then you got the Vikings and Colts. Let's say you split those 1-1. We'll probably know. Well, I don't know. It's gonna be tight. I don't even have a prediction. It's really gonna be tough if
Yeah,
you look at the schedule.
that changes things. I mean, that makes it a chance, like a better chance, because like you were saying, those are 2 winnable games there with the Colts and Vikings and the Eagles. You're right; they could be starting or resting people.
Yep, that week 18 is hard to predict at this moment. But just something to know, the Hawks, if they have any chance, they do own the tiebreaker over the Lions because they beat them like 86-85, I think, or something earlier this year. It was ridiculously high scoring.
Yeah.
And the 49ers will clinch the division with a win against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. So that could be helpful to them. With all the injuries they have, you might see the 49ers start to kind of wind down their season. Not next week or the week after yet, but week 17, week 18, if they get a lead on somebody, I think it's time to rest starters. And by starters, I mean Brock Purdy, I guess. You know what I mean?
Don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, the NFC South is wide open. It's wide open. It's 6-7 Buccaneers. And when you saw that in the hunt list, you saw the Panthers at 5-8 and the Falcons at 5-8. They're very much alive because they're actually only 1 game back in the division. Panthers or Falcons, one of those teams could sneak into that 4 seed. Just imagine the Panthers hosting a playoff game. What in the world are we doing? It just doesn't make any sense. I am just baffled. And you know what? They might play the Cowboys in that first round. And the Cowboys are known to choke in the playoffs. So you never know.
Oh, so
Anyways,
you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. The Panthers and Falcons are playing for something, so good for them. I would love to see it. Tom Brady doesn't need to be in the playoffs again. He just doesn't. Okay, we've seen enough.
I guess I would like to see it if he went on some like weird magical run in the playoffs. But if he just gets annihilated the first round in the playoffs, which most likely would happen if they make it, I don't want to see that. I don't want to leave with that taste him up now. Right now.
No, and I don't want to see a Cowboy Buccaneer first round matchup because I don't have anybody to root for in that game. I don't want to root for Tom Brady, and I hate the Cowboys, so I got nothing. I don't know. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's take one last look at this NFC playoff picture right there. Remember, those Panthers and Falcons, they are not out as far as you think. They are 1 game back of the Buccaneers for the NFC South. That division is terrible. There we are right now. It's going to be a fun race to the end in this conference. It's going to be tight. We're all rooting for the Lions. Okay, I am.
I was gonna say
But
we all like. I am.
let's
I want
be
them to
honest.
win, but
Yeah, let's be honest. They've been so bad for so long, and you know how the Commanders and Giants play. They're so boring. We don't want to see them in the playoffs. Maybe the Commanders because they play well. They don't make mistakes. But the Lions are exciting, and you know it. Everybody
Oh,
knows
yeah.
it. We all want the Lions. And what if the Lions play the Vikings in round one? The
Oh
Vikings are
boy.
going to go from winning like 13 games to out in the first round. Just saying. I'm
Hey, that's
just
my
saying.
team. They're making it. NFC Championship still. I believe.
You
Are they
believe in
are
the Vikings still?
are they the team you like want to see the most in the playoffs? Is the Vikings like, oh yeah, we're playing the
Oh,
Vikings? Sweet.
I mean, let's go through it real quick. Eagles, you definitely don't want to see them.
No.
49ers, I mean, I don't think you want to see the 49ers. They're one of the most complete teams in the NFL.
No.
Number one defense, by the way. Buccaneers, I mean, obviously you want to see anybody out of the NFC South,
That's
but
true.
Cowboys is probably kind of in the middle. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if they play well, they're tough. Their defense, though, I'm telling you, they've had some injuries to that secondary. Their defense is not playing well lately, and so I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, out of those top teams, Vikings definitely. I even said it in my player prop video we give out every Saturday. I said I'm pretty sure the Vikings have the worst defense in the NFL history for a 10-win team. And obviously, I made it up. I don't have any stats to back it up. But pass defense wise, they're like dead last right now. It's
It's
brutal.
terrible. Yeah.
Just freaking brutal.
Yeah.
It is brutal. That's where we're at. NFC AFC playoff picture. We're in the home stretch. 4 weeks to go. It starts on Thursday with the Niners and Seahawks. I am pumped up. I can't wait for playoff football. All right, let's finish it off with a little quick Monday Night Football preview and get you out of here. Patriots at Cardinals. Cardinals are getting 1.5 points at home. So really, that's saying like on a neutral field that the Patriots are about 3.5 points better than the Cardinals. I don't think the line's right. I think it should be pick 'em or maybe Cardinals favored by one. But I don't. Ryan, tell me you have like a good side bet on this, like Panthers or Patriots or Cardinals, because I have nothing. I have no clue which team is going to show up.
I feel like this, we got to come up with something because we've been struggling with them on these primetime games. Like,
I
it's
know.
been rough for us. So we're definitely gonna have to take a look. I don't know as of right now. I can't lean a direction. We really got to dig deep and find the right one because we got to get a victory on these primetime games. Um,
Agree.
yeah,
Agree.
just
I can't. I don't care who's going to win the game. I care if we win our bet or not. And like I mentioned, we're up. What is it? 14 over 14 units on the year. We're having a heck of a season. But I was telling Ryan before this, if we just didn't have to bet these prime time, and honestly, we don't have to. No one is forcing us or holding my head down. But if you're a sports betting, sports talk podcast, I feel like you have to give out the primetime game. People love it, and I have not done well. And Eckler just effed me over tonight to keep the losing streak on primetime going. So me and Ryan are gonna just really dig deep, and we're gonna find a winner. I don't know how or what, because these two teams are impossible to predict. But real quick about this game, the Patriots are allowing 18.8 points a game and only 200 passing yards a game. So they rely on their defense. They will not have Jacoby Myers at receiver tomorrow. It's really kind of a weakness on weakness. The Cardinals' pass defense sucks. I mean, they're bottom 10 in the league, but I don't see the Patriots' pass offense taking advantage of that. So I think
probably
that's
not.
kind of advantage Cardinals because the Cardinals are decent. They're top half of the league against the. So I just like with Hollywood Brown and Hopkins finally both healthy and playing together.
Hmm.
I lean Cardinals in this one. There's no way I'm putting that as my best bet as a Cardinals. So the Cardinals are 1-6 at home, by the way. Just
Ouch.
so you know what we're dealing with. Like, come
That's
on, that's not against the
terrible.
spread. That's friggin' straight up.
That's not good at all. I
Yeah.
do want the
No.
Cardinals to win because I don't want the Patriots. I want them to get further out of the playoff hunt and playoff picture like completely. I don't want it them anywhere sniffing the playoffs at all. Like just be done.
Agree. Agree. And I think the over under is like 43. Maybe I just stick to Old Faithful on the prime and go under. You know what I mean?
That's what you've
That
been
seems to
talking
be the
about.
way to go. I don't
Yep.
know. We'll see. We'll see. Patriots Cardinals tomorrow. Have fun with that one. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's our Week 14 recap. I can't believe how fast this is going. This is
I
insane.
know. Whew.
We're having a lot of fun. TikTok has been a ton of fun. There's comments after comment after comment. We're having fun. We even have people asking questions about betting that are new to betting and all that kind of stuff. And I am going to put out a video, I promise, about some tips and just things about betting to kind of help you win long term because that's what it's about. It's not about just trying to get that big cash that day. So, anyways, lots to go over, lots of fun. We have an NBA video coming out later this week. That's right. We're doing another recap video. Going to go over some things. 27-17 after a rough day last time to end our 4-game losing streak in the NBA bets on social media. But 27-17 on the year. We're going to recap the league, go over some things, lots going on in the NBA. And then tomorrow on social media, you'll see a Monday Night Football best bet. And man, do we need a winner. Ryan, I need a freaking winner. Can you give me a winner, please?
Just go the under.
Give me some help. I need
Just
some
go
help.
the under, like you're talking about, and just go with it.
Under, don't even think about it. Yeah, alternate line, under 51 at minus 300. It's a winner, right? You might win $2.
We got $2.
Oh, we'll find something good for you. Or we won't. I don't know. But I just want to mention real quick, I am 6-0 on my last 6 podcast bets. Not those player props. We're doing pretty good on those two, but 6-0. That's a 6-game winning streak. What I have to say about that is that's a good hot streak. You can ride me until it crashes and burns.
Yep.
Or you can start fading me because you know you cannot win all these sports betting games in a row. I mean, it's not a thing. So bet with caution when you hear me talk. All right, that's it. Thanks for everybody for the support on social media, on YouTube. This is freaking awesome. That's why I'm smiling. I love talking football. This has been fun. Ryan, do you have anything else to finish us off? We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. I like it.
All right. We'll see you guys later this week. Talk to you later.